Bride of the Monster, 1955, follows the wild adventures of Dr. Vornoff, Bela Lugosi, a man with a dream. This isn't just any dream, it's a big nuclear-powered dream of creating a race of superhuman beings. Dr. Vornoff's journey begins in Hungary, where his fellow countrymen rejected his mad scientist routine. Spurned and sulking, Vornoff embarked on a nomadic life, dragging his nuclear experiments from one unsuspecting village to another like a bizarre, radiation-infused traveling circus. Wherever he went, monsters weren't far behind. In Dr. Vornoff's current mansion resides one of his mutations, a giant octopus that kills people. Lobo, played by the unforgettable Tor Johnson, is the brawn behind Dr. Vornoff's brain. If Dr. Vornoff is the mad scientist with big dreams and questionable ethics, then Lobo is his loyal, lumbering sidekick with a talent for heavy lifting and a knack for finding volunteers for nuclear experiments. Much of the film takes place in Vornoff's lab, which we assume uses nuclear power, but is laughably inadequate to truly hold up such a burdensome premise. Dr. Vornoff's experiments haven't been going so well because all his human guinea pigs, whom Vornoff wants to turn into Hulk-like figures with amazing strength, keep dying. Evidently, the janky equipment and the light on the forehead are too much for them. What is a mad scientist to do?
You will be soon as big as a giant. The strength of 20 men. Or, like all the others, dead.
The spirited and somewhat abrasive Janet Lawton has chutzpah and a can-do attitude that says she is going to get the job done. In her case, it's being a reporter on the trail of the monster story. She crashes her car and is found by Lobo, who keeps a souvenir Angora stole to repeatedly remind him of her. There definitely seems to be some mixed messages from Dr. Vornoff to Janet Lawton. On the one hand, he has Lobo bring in a tea service for her, but Lobo has other ideas as he strokes the swath of Angora he took. On the other hand, Vornoff, used to dealing with monstrous appetites, gets the whip, which is never very far away, and uses it to control Lobo.
I said get out!
Professor Strowski, long on the fugitive trail of Vornoff, finally breaks into his house to persuade him to come back to their country. In passing, Strowski not only mentions the correctness of Vornoff's thinking, but also casually mentions Loch Ness and the monster there, as if it too were created by Vornoff's experiments.
In Paris, I missed you by a month. In London, a week. At Loch Ness, by only one day. The monster of Lake Marsh sounded again like you.
Bela Lugosi, as Dr. Vornoff, in what would be his final great speech, tells Professor Strowski that despite all the hardships he has had to endure, he will triumph by creating an atomic super race.
I will perfect my own race of people. A race of atomic supermen which will conquer the world.
Drawing on his iconic performances in Dracula and White Zombie, Lugosi employs his signature hand gestures and piercing gaze to exert his sinister influence. In a similar trope to that of the island of Dr. Moreau, Lobo turns on his abusive master and straps him in for the nuclear experiment. It is interesting to note that Lobo has been paying attention and can operate the equipment. Lobo is able to accomplish something that Dr. Vornoff could not do. He makes Vornoff into a bigger and stronger version of himself. Then, a WWE SmackDown occurs, which is appropriate because Tor Johnson was a former wrestler. As the laboratory catches on fire, Dr. Vornoff runs off carrying Janet Lawson, the bride of the Atom. He is pursued by her fiancé, Lieutenant Dick Craig, as well as the rest of the police, which are more like Keystone Cops. Vornoff is quite literally caught between a rock and a hard place. The rock is a boulder, and the hard place is the ubiquitous octopedal monster. The octopus does not seem to put up much of a fight, so Vornoff has to do the fighting for both of them. Evidently, the motor for the special effect was not working that day. Now you will be forgiven for thinking that is the end of the film, but this is an Ed Wood production after all. In this case, there is literally a deus ex machina followed by the prophetic words of Captain Robin.
He tampered in God's domain.